In this video, we're going to talk about anxiety, how you can start to use control and understand it in order to better your life. Let's go. So I get asked about anxiety all the time. What's wrong with me? Why do I feel anxious? How can I get rid of anxiety from dominating my life? And really, those are the wrong questions you should be asking, because anxiety is there whether you like it or not. Just like happiness, sadness, depression, frustration, anger. It's just there trying to teach you a message, trying to tell you there's something that's really important in your life. That's what all emotions are trying to do. But let's get back to anxiety, because anxiety is something which we're all told is wrong, we've got to get away from, it's getting in the way. Whereas what I want to introduce you to is to actually pivot on anxiety, to actually use anxiety and be able to sit with it so that you can learn from it, understand it, and create a new life where anxiety is actually helping you. So then, if you're always trying to distance yourself from that anxiety, you're never going to actually use it. And the message of that anxiety will get lost, which means that you're never going to act on something. You're never going to do it, achieve something that you want. So then you need to ask yourself a question. What's the message of that anxiety? Chances are it's directed towards something that's really important in your life, whether it's an exam, a test, a job interview, going up to talk to someone that you might like, or having a really hard emotional conversation. So you feel anxious, and that anxiety stops you in your tracks. It stops you from achieving what you want. And by never actually using that anxiety, it's just going to come up over and over and over again. In not just that situation, but any other situation that reminds you of that anxious or anxiety-filled scenario. So then when it comes up in that scenario, what do? Again, you hide from it. You don't use it or do anything with it, which means then that, again, it's just going to linger there, dictating how you think, act, and feel. And at this point, you're probably screaming at your computer saying, I don't feel anxious all the time. I can still live my life. Why do I need to act on it? Well, let's start thinking about ways in which you start to quell the anxiety. And hobbies are great in terms of relaxing, resting, and being able to do something that you enjoy. However, at some point, hobbies get in the way of you actually using and dealing with that anxiety. You do your hobbies so much that it actually gets in the way of you sorting out things in your life. I know we've all been there when we've procrastinated in doing something which is really important, something that needs doing, which fills us with anxiety, in order to go out with friends, play a video game, or just procrastinate and do nothing instead. So then those hobbies are getting in the way of you being able to truly connect with that anxiety and use it productively. And that actually takes your enjoyment of doing your hobby. And that's not fair, right? You work hard, you do what you need to do, so why shouldn't you enjoy your spare time? Whereas if you actually use that anxiety, you get rid of that anxiety, then you can start to sit back, take a deep breath in, and enjoy life without that lingering fear just always present in the background. And that's how many of us live, just continually bound up with all these hard to deal with emotions, which are not allowing us to properly rest. I have loads of people come to me asking me about why they can't sleep. And one of my most popular videos is why we have nightmares. And nightmares are there trying to tell you a message, trying to share with you something that's going on in your life, an emotion which is dictating how you're feeling, which you're not listening to. So then the emotion is allowed to come out because your conscious brain is asleep, which is why you have anxiety-filled dreams, which may have nothing to do with the situation, but loads to do with the emotion underlying your life. And we've got a little bit off topic, because really we're talking about anxiety. And what I want this video to be for you is a way of you starting to identify your anxiety and starting to control it and use it. By not listening to and using that anxiety, all you're doing is pushing it away and doing the easier, more pleasant task. Whereas what you should be doing is doing the harder, good task. And that good task will lead to long-term gratification and reward in the end. And from doing this video, what I thought would be really helpful is to try to understand different situations and scenarios that make people feel anxious. If you've got any, please do share them with me in the comment section, and I can do a video on those. But I'll try and think of some myself, and hopefully that will help you to start to address and use that anxiety in a productive way. On that note, I'm going to wish you all the best. Remember to like this video and subscribe to see plenty more to come. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.